Hey there, Michelle here with Achieve It, and I wanted to share our first assessment tool and corrective exercise that we'll be doing for the upcoming Strength and Form Coaching series. It's a 4-week series that starts in March, and this series is all about assessments and building strength with an aligned body. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a standing assessment. If you can take your shoes off, it's best to do it this way. You can really anchor the soles of the feet into the earth and just find a grounded position. And then begin to march. Kind of lift the heels, shake out the body, maybe even a little bounce. And then let's settle in to a standing assessment pose. Now we're not trying to pose any certain way. We're just coming into a relaxed position. If it feels good, go ahead and close the eyes. We're checking to see if there's any pain or discomfort anywhere. Are you able to stand in this position for a few hours without pain? So go ahead and take a peek down at your toes and take a look at the position of your feet. Are both feet even, or do you have one foot slightly in front of the other? Go ahead and make that adjustment, see how that feels. And then check to see that your toes are pointing forward. Sometimes we, kick one foot out a little bit. So just noticing, what does it feel like to have both feet forward? And then notice, is most of the weight evenly distributed on the left and right foot? Do you roll to the outside of the foot on the left or the right? Do you roll in? Are you pigeon-toed? Is most of the weight on the heels? Or are you sort of leaning forward? Feeling into that foundational piece, which is standing, balanced, weight distributed evenly throughout the entire foot. Bringing your hands to your hip bones. You want to check to see, does one hip kind of twist? Is there a slight twist? Or are they even? Do you have one hip a little higher than the other? Sometimes that happens when we have an injury and we're favoring one side. We tend to lean a little bit subconsciously. We don't even know. Our body is so smart, it just compensates without us giving it much thought. That's what I love about these assessments. We get to slow down and really pay attention to any of the imbalances, any automatic compensations that are going on, or any adaptations that we've just gotten used to over the years. All right, checking in with our shoulders, relax the hands, sides of the body. And what we're looking for, does one shoulder feel higher than the other? Is one kind of rounding? Do you tend to lean or lock out the knees so there's pressure on the lower back? What's going on with the shoulders and the upper body in relation to the feet? And just noticing, how are the arms hanging by the sides of the body? Do you have one kinked out a little bit? Do you have a twist in the shoulder? Or are they evenly just resting and relaxed? Take a breath in and hold, and slowly exhale. You can begin to wiggle and shimmy out the body. So this is a fantastic exercise to do in front of the mirror or on your screen on your computer. Because what happens is we oftentimes feel like we're balanced. Like for me, this feels really balanced because I've been compensating and doing this for a long time. And when I saw that this arm was higher, I was quite surprised, like, oh, even though this is straight, it feels a little awkward because I don't know for how many years I've been doing this, a little bit of leaning. So check that out. And this slow, quiet breathing, standing, and assessing is not only good to figure out where you're misaligned, but it's also really calming for the nervous system. And a lot of times, if we have a hip injury or a shoulder or a knee weakness, our body is constantly on guard and it's tight because it's just waiting to feel that pain step. So just standing, relaxing, breathing, calming is a great assessment and a great tool for your nervous system as well. So if the standing is challenging, um, there is a way to relax the entire body by laying down on the ground and resting your legs on a couch or an ottoman, and then allowing the body to just rest while you're on your back. All right, our second assessment, we're going to stand. And if you're close to the wall or you need to hold on to something, that's fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to stand with our toes forward, knees forward, hips stacking right on top. Our shoulders are fixed from the kink and the crookedness. And we're going to lift our right leg straight up with our toes flexed. And we're going to look to see, is our knee kind of kinked out? Or our hips, is it a nice, even lift straight up and balance and hold? So if you're feeling a little wobbly and unstable, this is a good thing to practice every day, is just balancing on one foot. Go ahead and set that foot down and let's see what it feels like on the other side. So this is my weak side. I have a little ankle instability, so it takes quite a bit of concentration for me to not fall over. And I can feel that standing foot a little wobbly, and I know that I need to strengthen that ankle because there's a weakness in there. So this is a great assessment. If you, again, making sure the toes are pulled up, the knee is straight. It's like we're not lifting out here or turning in, we're straight in the hips. And then it's really good to notice, is one side more stable than the other? All right, go ahead and set that foot down, wiggle it out. If you're already feeling a little tightness in your ankle, or that was a little challenging for your thighs to stand on one foot, this series is going to be really great because we're going to work on all kinds of imbalances and start to strengthen those. So the first strengthening one we're going to do today is come on down onto your back. And again, we're starting with the feet because the feet are so foundational. It's how we walk, right? It's how we get places. And with the slightest turn out or roll in or roll out, we start misaligning other parts of our bodies. And a lot of times we don't notice it when we're younger, but day after day, time after time, there's scar tissue that begins to build up, and we start just getting used to being a little crooked in our body. And then that's when the joints and start to ache a bit more, and then we just don't have as good a balance. So this exercise is the first exercise in our assessment, and it's really to work on our ankle strengthening. So you're going to start lying on your back with both legs straight, pulling the toes up towards your shins, making sure that your feet don't roll in or out. You're going to contract the left leg so that the left thigh muscle is squeezing muscle to bone. And then gently bring your right knee bent. Now, it should be parallel to the ground. I know mine starts kicking up after a while or it starts drooping. So I have to focus pretty hard to keep it straight. And what we're going to do, we're going to take this right ankle and begin to circle clockwise all the way around the joint. I want you to do this about half the speed that you started with. And we're looking for every angle to be touched while we circle. What often happens when we have a little sensitive area that we'll rush through it with speed and skip over it so we don't have to feel that little achiness or pain. But I want you to go slow and just notice, is there any clicking? Are you able to get full range of motion? And meanwhile, is the straight leg still contracted? And is your upper body relaxed? Oftentimes we'll tense up when really we're just isolating one area of the body. Let's go ahead and reverse the direction. Again, you're probably going way too fast. I know when I first started doing this, I just wanted to whip around and see how fancy I am. But really, when I slow down and I engage in the toes, the bottom of the foot, I know a lot of us have plantar fasciitis. We have weak areas in the foot. So we need to slow down and strengthen. All right, go ahead and pull those toes back in a full flex, and then point and flex, point and flex. All your attention to strengthening the calf, the shin, ankle. And meanwhile, relaxing upper body, noticing if you clench the jaw or you hold tightness in the shoulders. Is it possible just to isolate and only work this ankle joint around the bone? without engaging anything else. All right, let's go ahead and set that foot down. Give the body a little shimmy. If you're feeling a little muscle fatigue, that's awesome. We're strengthening the body in a very gentle way. So let's go ahead and flex both feet again. Let's try the other leg. Bring that knee bent, shin bone parallel to the earth. And we're going to flex the straight leg. Again, engage thigh muscles to bone on the right leg. And let's take the left ankle counterclockwise circle. Take notice if you're able to smoothly breathe in and out while you circle. Or do you tense up and hold your breath just to maneuver the ankle joint? It's also good to notice, is this side different than the other side? Does your joint roll more easily, or is it a more clunky, uncoordinated way on the left? Let's go ahead and reverse that circle. Again, slow you go. And don't forget to engage the toes as you circle. Remember, we're not moving the knee to circle the ankle. We're just moving the ankle. Everything else is stable. Everything else is relaxed. Right toes are pulled back. There's no ankle rolling in or out or fish foot where it just flops. Let's begin the point and the flex. Let's go ahead and do 3 more. Give it all you got. We're strengthening, right? The shins, the calves, ankles, all the feet muscles. And go ahead and relax. Give the body a little wiggle. And then roll over onto one side, pushing yourself up. And there we are. We've done an assessment with standing and noticing how our feet actually naturally rest, and then we can adjust with the information that we find. We also are assessing by what it feels like to balance on one foot versus the other. And then the last thing is lying down and working on the ankle rotations with good alignment. Just a lying down, you have great posture, right? You're not leaning forward or sideways because you're just on the ground. All right, guys. So with this next series, I'll be sharing new assessments at the beginning of every class. I'll be showing exercises that'll help strengthen so that once you find those imbalances, we can start working on it so the body has a really good solid base. After we do the assessment and the exercise, we're going to add in a 15-minute strength interval routine, and it'll focus on biceps, biceps, chest, back, shoulders, and abs. And of course, you're going to be getting your heart rate going, so it's great for cardio. If you have free weights at home, I suggest 3 pounds, 5 pounds, or 8 pounds. Unless you've been with me for a while, you know what you can handle. But this is the first series of the year. So let's not try to bully or wreck the body. Let's just build a nice aligned base. If you don't have weights, it works with soup cans. right? And then I always tell people too, you don't even need weights. If you're able to just do a bicep curl, connecting, going slow and squeezing, isolating the muscle, you will be fine in this series, even if you don't have the weights. The other thing that I'd like you to bring is a strap. These are pretty good. You can order them on Amazon. They're like, I think $7. And I'm telling you, I'm going to be using this the rest of my life. There's so many things that you can stretch and strengthen, fun things with the strap. And the last thing is our handy little block or a pillow, because we're going to be doing those assessments to also strengthen imbalances in the hips, the adductors, inner thighs, that helps with knee alignment. And we'll also be using the block for balance and some shoulder work. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. This series starts March 4th. That's for the Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. And if you can't make that live or on Zoom, order the recordings. There's going to be 12 workouts. They're an hour long, and you can get all this information and do the class on your own timeline, whatever works for you. And then if you're available, you can come, and you live nearby, we'll have the outdoor park class on Tuesday and Thursday nights. There's more information in the link. And of course, always reach out if you have more specific questions, because I would love to share with you all of the information that I've learned that helps keep my body in alignment and safe and injury free. And I want to just pass that on to you. All right, we'll see ya. Bye-bye.